Sorry. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Just had to make sure that everything was firing on all cylinders. Oh, I know it's late. On God, what the hell night is this? Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday night. Have not talked Impact Wrestling on here for a while. So I figured we better review some of these specials we had this past weekend on the Twitch and the Impact Plus. Yes, folks, I am a subscriber to the Impact Plus, and I definitely get my money's worth out of it, especially with specials like these. Oh, my goodness, we're getting a few chatters in here. What is up? Hakeem Fullerton, hello. Jesse Cole, what is up? Live from the Tucker House, ASU. All right. Tucker House. All right. Get the likes up, people. They help. Yes. Smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications. Hell yeah. Thanks for joining, folks. All right. So, yeah, this was a special done with Pro Wrestling Revolver. I believe this is one of Sami's. I always get this confused with that other one, like was it Rockstar Pro? I know Sami's got some company he runs or one or two that he helps out with. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is, but nonetheless, they were in Dayton, Ohio for this one, and this is true OVE country. This is where a very big niche of the Impact roster is currently from and based, and this is a true pro wrestling diehard family. Hakeem Fullerton says, only negative thing about No Surrender is the technical difficulties that reportedly recur. Yeah, they always have a few audio glitches at these specials, unfortunately. Like when they're showing the vignettes, the audio comes through like it's from the crowd watching, and you never get like the TV quality audio going along with it. That's unfortunate. Hopefully someday they'll get that, but it doesn't. I know it gets a little annoying at times. I get it, but it doesn't deter me as a fan from watching. Well, hello. You're awake from your nap. Oreo is here. I put her little cubby next to the tower here. Oh, aren't you just sweet? Say hello to everyone. We're live. It's been a while since I had a little visitor in the podcast, hey? I know I was all quiet here watching stuff and then woke you up being live. Yep, sorry. All right, well, she's probably going to want out, so I will be back in 1 second, folks. Gotta let her out of the office. All right. Sorry about that. And I'll tell you what's really funny is when these cats are fighting over this little cubby hole here. That's the funny part. All right. Jump back into comments here real quick. best hand in the house. Talking about Larry Dee, we will definitely be talking about him. Um, I'm a dog person. What? AEW talk. We'll get to that. We're gonna get to that later. I'm gonna be watching AEW after this, and if I'm still awake, I'm gonna review it tonight. This is a loaded night for J-Bone, so just be patient, folks. Be patient. J-Bone's dog is more over. That was a cat. You're so goofy. Oh, jeez. J-Bone, what are your thoughts about the old TNA director David Saadi return to Impact and throwing shade at AEW? Okay, I didn't hear about the shade part, but I did hear about him returning to Impact Wrestling. And if it's, I don't know a lot about him. I don't know specifically what he produced. Um, yeah, but it's specific things about his past and pro. Right now, he's been to a few different companies, including WWE or whatnot. So hey, if it's a breath of fresh air in the company and he can help in a positive way, hey, I'm good with it. Matt Striker's in there too. Um, so yeah, what's I really can't say too much about him. If it seems like there's positive response to it, so hey, awesome. I'll give that a thumbs up. All right, as we jump into this, Critical Sting says, I finished my exams today. Too sweet. Good luck. Hope you did good on all that school stuff. I know my daughter is creeping into the holidays here. I don't know how she's doing with all her stuff. I tried to contact her and her the other day. I got to hear back from her soon and figure out if and when she'll be able to come up here for Christmas. All right, let's jump into this. So this is the review of Impact Wrestling's No Surrender 2019 special. It's one of those house specials. It's not one of the pay-per-views, but you do have to pay to watch it on the Impact Plus app. And folks, it's only like $7 a month. It's worth it. Tons of great content on there. You get these monthly specials on there, and eventually the Twitch specials get put on there too, from what I see. And it's not. I had a little trouble getting into it this afternoon, but it once I got relogged in and up and running, it was fine. It's a good app, and it just got a little refresher look to it recently, along with ImpactWrestling.com just got a facelift too. That looks nice. So all around, ever since Access Wrestling has become a part of the company, it seems like one by one, there's all these little improvements that are, I think, in the long run, really gonna just help the quality of the product itself. So I'm really happy about that. All right, so we first jump into this No Surrender with a triple threat match. We got Trey versus two local talents from, I'm guessing, from Pro Wrestling Revolver, Logan James and Tyler Matrix. Now, I think they've been on these specials before. I'd have to really go back and look, but Trey gets a win here. This is one I watched this over the course of last night to today, so it's a little fuzzy on some of the details on this one. But I did write down in my notes here that Logan James really shined. He was, Trey's always Trey always looks like $1,000,000 in these kind of matches with his in-ring skills and whatnot. But as far as someone who maybe doesn't get as many eyes on him, Logan James shines. So I'm definitely going to be looking him up on the old Twitter box and, you know, looking to follow him and support him and whatever, and keep an eye on his career, and maybe he'll end up somewhere down the road on a bigger stage like Impact Wrestling. But I definitely was impressed by him. But like I said, Trey gets a win here in this first bout. Now, we get a match that I was not realizing until they said it. And we're getting a few first-time matches lately, which is interesting. Madison Rayne versus Rosemary. They said this was a first-time match. I was like, this is a first-time match? That really surprises me there. I wouldn't think that this would be a first-time match, but maybe, because Rosemary was out for a while and Madison Rayne was facing everyone else, but then Madison Rayne was busy in other feuds and Madison Rayne was doing other things, and just the timing was wrong. But that really shocked me. Rosemary comes out with a win here. This one really didn't stand out for me in any which way, other than it was just funny how Madison Rayne was, she's from the area, so she gets a pop, but then she turns on the crowd, gets the boo, does the whole heel, shtick. And Scott D'Amore putting her over as a 30-some time Impact Knockouts champ, saying that she was actually from Calgary and that she was trained by Stu Hart up in the dungeon. Hence the pink and black attack. It's just and this whole thing, and then she Josh's like, "Where did you get your info from?" And he's like, "From Don Callis." So because Don Callis knows it all. So that was comical. That was one thing I definitely took out of this. Planning on publishing a new article, top 10 TNA Impact matches of the 2000s in a couple days. Look out for that. Yeah, absolutely. Send me the link for that, and I'll share it. Hakeem always putting out some good stuff there. This locker room leader gimmick has helped out Madison since coming back. Yeah, I mean, she needed something to like stand out, whether you think she's the leader or not. She needed something. And this is definitely like kicked it up a notch. And so yeah, and I feel like it's been doing well. I hope we get to see Tessa Blanchard versus Rosemary on the Impact Weather TV pay-per-view, especially before Tessa leaves Impact. Well, I think we got some time before that happens. Deserves a long feud. Talking about the Rosemary versus Tessa. Yeah, I mean, that'd be good. That's also something that would maybe dive a little into the undead realm stuff. And that's been unique and kind of like in its own little groove on Impact Wrestling. We'll have to see. But yeah, nonetheless, yes, absolutely. At least somewhere in the future. All right, then we've got a promo in the back from Larry Dee. Michael Elgon interferes. Then jumping into promo in the ring, from out of nowhere comes Jeremiah. Now, I've seen him on these specials before, and I vaguely remember him, but I remember he stood out in some way from the past. I can't exactly remember what it was. But he comes out and he's interrupted by Rhino. Rhino's out there and he's just like, yeah, let's do this. Gives Jeremiah a quick gore, pins him 1, 2, 3, makes short work in a matter of like just a millisecond of Jeremiah. Jeremiah rolls out of the ring. And just as Rhino is celebrating his short but sweet match with Jeremiah, he gets attacked from behind from Clayton Gaines. Now, Clayton Gaines is one of my favorites from this area lately. And I've talked about him a little bit here and there on other specials like House of Hardcore is where I first saw him doing a lot of stuff. And he would come out with the Double D Duprees and uh, they would help him, win matches and whatnot. So there's no Double D Duprees here. It's another, wrestling universe. But comes out here and attacks Rhino, pretty bold for a young guy like Clayton Gaines to come out. They made reference to his protein powder that he always comes out with in his little, shaker or whatever in his whatever, I can't think of the name of it. And Scott Demore said something like he could have taken the protein powder and thrown it in the face of Rhino to throw him off or whatever, like they do with salt and whatever from the past. The conversation went like, does protein powder sting? And Scott Demore says, well, it's better. I thought that was something comical I took off of this. A good match going back and forth between Clayton Gaines and Rhino. Rhino, of course, getting the win here. Well, I shouldn't say of course, but Clayton Gaines is someone who I think he is certainly on the radar of maybe a couple companies, and he's certainly improving over the last few years. He used to be in a tag team, I believe, with MJF somewhere in, I think, AAW in Chi-Town. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what Trent has told me before. Trent is also a fan of Clayton Gaines. But yeah, good match between these two. I mean, you you got to have something behind you to really get in the ring with a monster like Rhino. Man, because Rhino is just a beast, really is. It even shows it a lot more in a more intimate setting like this. But there was a decent crowd there tonight. Tonight, as in I watched it tonight. I know it was from Saturday or Sunday, whatever it was. So then we have a match with Michael Elgon versus Larry Dee. And I was really excited for this one because, and I heard by way of social media and other, that someone put it in the chat or someone, and I'm not upset about that, being on another video and someone said something about it while we were talking Impact Wrestling stuff, but, or whatever I saw it in. But, congrats to Larry Dee. Seriously, and I've talked about this before, but for the sake of this moment, I'll say it again. When Larry Dee was exiting All Glory in Chicago the night before Bound for Glory, and he had just had that match with AC Romero, AC baby, and AC got the contract, and Larry Dee didn't. And the look on Larry Dee's face as he was leaving the area. I mean, I was just kind of standing off like in the background and just kind of just soaking everything in because it really was a special night at All Glory. Lots of action. Uh, just a great night for the fans in general. Prior to Bound for Glory, Larry Dee walks past me, and he's got this look on his face like he just man, like like his dog just died. I mean, he really looked down. He just had a look on his face, and I'm like, oh, I gotta say something because it just it hurt me seeing him like that. And I told him, I said, hey, next one, next time. And um, so him getting this moment tonight in the ring and this match, and yes, I'm going to talk about the match a little. The match was two hosses, just I mean, it was slow paced, but for big guys like this, who are just, brawlers and grapplers, I mean, you're not going to see, you're not going to see like the Rascals versus the Kris Brothers. You're not going to see a match like that. This one was very similar to the Ace Romero Larry Dee match, except Elgon is um, he's stronger and he just has a different move set overall. Um, and Michael Elgin won this one, and I was really hoping Larry Dee would win this one and cause an upset, which would certainly earn him a a contract. But Scott D'Amore entered the ring after Larry Dee's loss and then totally put him over. I mean, before Scott D'Amore even got in the ring, the before the match was over, they were chanting "Sign Larry Dee, sign Larry Dee," and just man, it was it was just man. I'm not gonna lie, I got choked up seeing him have that moment, and just congrats to Larry Dee, seriously. And I've said this before. It's like Impact Wrestling. It might not have the greatest looking roster. They're kind of a bunch of misfits. You get a little bit of everything, and I think Larry Dee is uh, a great example of that. Guys like him and Ace Romero and even the world champ Sami Callihan. They're different, but man, they are some of the hardest working guys out there. And that's what's really defining this brand, and that's what makes Impact Wrestling so special. And I know I sound like, oh, it's like Impact Wrestling is the only thing out there. No, and I'm not one of those guys, and I know those guys are out there. That's fine. That's fine. But as far as my favorite thing to watch right now, consistently just knocking it out of the park, it's Impact Wrestling. And I'm so happy that Larry Dee's one of the guys. Um, oh, the Blade is in here. Oh, thank you. If I could have one of my moderators take care of the Blade, that'd be great. I'd be greatly appreciated. Um, we're going to continue if that's okay with the Blade. Yeah. All right. So, uh, I gave you your 2 seconds of fame. You can go suck it now. So next, so yeah, tremendous moment for Larry Dee. Next, we have what is just an amazing um, tag team match here. We got OVE being represented by the Kris Brothers, Dave and Jake, the Daisy Hit Squad with Shearer and Rohit Raju. Now we haven't seen Shearer in a while, so I was really curious to see how this was going to go. We've got also, thirdly, here, the Rascals being represented by Wentz and Dez. I saw someone the other day complaining about how the something about the Impact Wrestling tag team division not looking very strong. And I watched this match and I'm like, this is a perfect example of why the tag team division is just fine. There is nothing wrong with the tag team division right now. Could they use maybe a few more tag teams? Absolutely. You could always use maybe, a couple more teams or whatever. That's fine. And that's why I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with the Ascension and, like those guys. And I can't wait to find out where they're going to go. What's going to suit them as far as their future in professional wrestling. Number one, I said in my last video talking about Luke Harper and all those guys exiting WWE is the Ascension going to stay a tag team? That's, but man, I love the tag team division, man. There's always something hot going on. And this is, the tag champs are great. The North, they weren't represented here, but it's fine. These guys represented it well, and they had a great tag team match, tons of action. And in fact, Shearer didn't even look that bad for what he did in the ring. I know he kind of struggled before in some of the last events that I watched recently with the guys. I can't remember. He faced was it Willie Mack or someone, whoever he was in a ring with. He just seemed like he was kind of struggling. Oh, here we go. This is an interesting thing. Ascension plus James Mitchell. Now that I would love to see. James Mitchell's been tied to guys like the Abyss and other teams way in the past, but lately he's been tied to more of the Knockouts and the Undead Realm and stuff like that. I think having James Mitchell there on a regular basis with a team like the Ascension would be tremendous. And I want to get your guys' opinion as a side thing. And if you watch this after the fact, please put it in the comments. If the Ascension joined Impact Wrestling and they needed to be renamed, what would you call them? What would you call them? Because they obviously couldn't use the Ascension. Want them to find a way to make Daisy Hit Squad and the Kris Brothers a little stronger. Well, just the fact that the Kris Brothers are going to be more a focal point as a tag team is just going to be good. The Daisy Hit Squad, yeah, they need something. They really need. I don't know if they need to lose. I mean, I like Gamma. Don't get me wrong, but I wish it was just a little less comedy maybe from them. I mean, the comedy was good for a while, but it seems like they've been kind of stuck in that. So I'd love to see them be taken a little more seriously. Maybe upset the North coming up. Who knows? Something. Impact may only have 7 tag teams in the Impact Wrestling fashion. This company is able to take very little and make the absolute best of it. Yeah, they do. They do, you know. Constantly, this brand is constantly evolving and putting out good stuff. Michael Elgon versus Cage in the 3 stages of hell match. Take my money. All right, all right. Rohit and Shearer about to leave. DHS have Rohit be the main worker. Talker with Shearer is his heavy, in my opinion. Huh. All right. Oh, here we go. Luke Harper and James Mitchell. But in a mask gimmick. A mask gimmick like Abyss. I don't want them to copy Abyss. I like the idea, but it's too soon. It's too soon, I think. If it was like 5 years down the road, I wouldn't care. But putting Luke Harper or actually, Brody Lee himself with James Mitchell, it's an idea. It's all right. Shearer wrestled against Eddie Edwards last turn on the specials. What? Because thought it was someone. I think he also wrestled Willie, but I think you're right. Because I think he wrestled like 2 days in a row, and one of the matches was like I don't know, kind of stunk or something. Something didn't flow right. I think it was the match with Willie, and it kind of just, I don't know. The Ascension, the Descent. That's not bad. It's not bad. Swag Fan 100 agrees. All right. We continue. So yeah, tremendous tag team match. And always when a tag team comes out on top in a triple threat thing like this, I think it boosts them up a little higher. So maybe we'll see more from the Kris Brothers in the future. Maybe they'll start riding on top of this division again, like they did 2 years ago when they first came in. Because when they first came in, and I've said this before, they were riding on top with LAX, and they were pretty much the only tag teams around. And they did those insane, I don't even remember what the hell they were called. They did some kind of crazy, insane tag matches. I think that was their debut on Twitch, too. Something that couldn't get aired on TV, whatever it was. But those were the guys that were, they were the tag team division at that time. That was it. There really wasn't anything else. And it was a kind of a fragile time for the company, a rebranding, if you will. So, but tremendous match here between the 3 teams. And this just gets the event just gets better here. We got a big 5-man, I don't remember what the hell they called it, 5-man hoss battle, whatever it was. Ace Romero, local guy from this brand, Pro Wrestling Revolver, Crash Jackson, okay? New to my eyes, is a substitute for Moose. Moose was supposed to be a part of this, and they mentioned that he's injured. And I haven't heard yet what the injury is. Something with his knee, I think. I'm not sure. Willie Mack and Madman Fulton and former champ Brian Cage, all in this. So yeah, I going into this, and then Brian coming out last, I was gonna assume that Brian, still looking strong, was gonna take a win here. But I couldn't have been more happy for Madman Fulton, for him getting a win here. Oh, here's an interesting one. The Ascension equals MOV, Messengers of Violence. Yeah, that's decent. Managed by James Mitchell. That's a decent one. Critical Sting says the Warlords. Well, that makes me. That reminds me of the Warlord himself, but he was one half of the Powers of Pain. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, it's all got to be some kind of like mystical sounding, powerful force tag team thing. So, yeah, I mean, God, what hasn't been used? It's hard to come up with something hot and fresh and whatever. Um, Luke Harper and the Ascension, aka the the new disciples with James Mitchell. Ooh, that'd be an interesting. Oh, you mean put them all together? Oof, wow. I guess my age is showing. Yeah, it's okay, Critical Sting. It's all right. You haven't seen as much as I've seen, and it's not a knock on you. It's not a knock on you. You're joining the conversation and you're throwing ideas out there. I greatly appreciate that. Trust me. Trust me. Um, but yeah, this five man, this five way, Haas 5-way, whatever. Um, Geez, everybody had a chance to shine here. And Crash Jackson even looked decent too for a first time seeing him. He might have been in the specials before, and I just don't remember him, so I don't know. But he was a last minute throw in here. He was certainly, I'd say, like the smaller of the group, but he was a stockier guy. So this was meant for like the bigger guys. Um, but obviously got a lot of love from the locals. Madman Fulton, though, comes off with a win here. And he really needed this. I did not think he was going to get this, but he got a win here and got so much love from the local crowd. So great to see. It's also great to see Ace Romero. I think he took some time off um, after he after that crash at Bound for Glory. Oh my God. Um, just watching it in my head was still oof. Being there live was still terrifying to watch that. It really was. And then you watch the camera angle and you slow it down in your head and oh man. I think that could have been anyone, but especially for a big guy like AC Baby to go off the ladder and through the table at such velocity. Just oh, but good to see him back. And I heard he was on this last episode of Impact Wrestling too. No spoilers, please. I already got a mini one. Someone messaged me, but it's okay. It's all good. Nothing specific, but he said something about Madman Fulton maybe leaving OVE, and I was like, what? So I don't know what happened, but I can't wait to see it. So he didn't tell me anything specific, so um, he apologized. It's okay. It's okay. It's um, I used to have someone on Facebook giving me spoilers all the time on stuff, and I finally told him, I'm like, hey, knock it off. Seriously, I don't appreciate it. I hate spoilers. So, but yeah, great Haas fight. Everybody had a chance to shine here and get some moves in. Madman Fulton comes out with a win. So yeah, I don't know what that's going to mean for the future. Does that have to do with something that happened on TV? I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and see. We'll be reviewing that. Oof. What is today? Wednesday. Tomorrow night. Thursday night with the boys over on Total Nonstop Impact. All right, we continue here. We get a knockout championship match. Taya Valkyrie defending against Havoc. 335 days. Absolutely crazy. That's almost a calendar year, folks. Almost a calendar year. That is just wild. And this one ended pretty quick, unfortunately. and we've seen Havoc versus Taya a few times. Really nothing different here. Just ended in DQ. Havoc got the win, got the pop from the crowd, but she doesn't get the title on a DQ. So it is what it is. Johnny Bravo gets a few chuckles, but so not a lot to say about this one. Good back and forth, but it was short but sweet. I think Ace Romero needs to lose a little weight, not to be skinny, but shed a few pounds. Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy, and I think I've actually seen him bigger. So and I don't know his weight. I'm not one to talk about weight. I'm still trying to lose weight, but I hear you. Just for general health, staying the Ascension, the demigods. Well, there you go. It's not bad. I don't know why I'm stuck on these names. That's okay, man. You're coming up with a few here. That's all right. Give it a year or two. AC Romero will shed some of the pounds just like Falaba. Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe those two will become a tag team or something. Going back up here a little bit. What was the name of James Mitchell's stable in TNA? Oh, someone will come up with that. I can't remember myself. It wasn't the Ministry. That was the Undertaker shtick. Oh gosh, I can't remember. And then the Raven had something too in classic TNA. I don't remember. Someone will pop it up in the chat. I don't know. The new church, something. I forget. That's fuzzy. But if you don't know, me and Trent are reviewing all the classic TNA stuff over on the Total Nonstop Impact channel, the OG channel, not the lounge. So please, if you're curious and you're a fan of the old TNA stuff, we just started the other night. We started with the number one, the first one, where Ken Shamrock becomes champ, and that was interesting. And so yeah, Trent and I are going to be doing that on a weekly basis. We might skip Christmas week, but we're going to get at least one more in next week, and then jump back into it the week of the New Year, somewhere in there. We'll see. It's the holiday season. You know how it is. We take a week off, whatever. So, but yeah, okay match between Ty and Havoc. I'd like to see one without Johnny Bravo. Don't get me wrong. I love Johnny Bravo. I love the character. I love the fact that he's a goofy ass manager. But just these two, and not even a title on the line. Just these two just duking it out. I'd love to see that. But, they face each other a few times already. So probably the last time they're going to do it. Then we get an announcement for the next Impact Plus event, which is tied to the pay-per-view weekend coming up in a month, which is Hard to Kill. It's Bash at the Brewery 2, January 10th, down in Texas. So we'll be reviewing that one too. Lots of stuff going on that weekend. My goodness. Next, we got a tables match here, folks. We got Ace Austin versus Eddie Edwards. Just when you thought that the rivalry was done. Oh, no. Oh, no, folks. They got it going here. Eddie Edwards. And this is a non-title match. No titles on the line. Eddie Edwards, trophy, cup, whatever. And he didn't bring it along this time. I was a little surprised. But his cup isn't on the line for that opportunity. And the X Division Championship isn't on the line. This is just more of just kind of a grudge match, I guess. Just to show that it's It's not over till it's really over. And this was, man, this might be one of the best matches I've seen these two in, honestly. I'd have to go back and watch the others, but this was damn good. This back and forth between Eddie Edwards and Ace Austin. Eddie Edwards getting a surprise win here. I was really kind of surprised. Ace Austin went through a table. He was up on the mat and went to the outside of the ring. So that was a um, significant loss there going through that table. And man, Eddie he's loved everywhere he goes. He is. He's just loved everywhere. Critical Stink says, disciples of the new church. You know what? I think you're right. I think you are right on that one. Tai is he's not only the longest reigning Knockouts champion, the longest reigning champion in company history. That's interesting. Very interesting. Disciples of the new church. I think CM Punk joined the group. Yeah, it was he was in a group with Raven and then he turned on him. I forget who was all in that one. I forget the names back then. That was like a couple years after TNA started, or maybe in the first year. I forget. But yeah, Punk was in there for a while. God, yeah, Punk. That's a whole nother story. Can't wait to talk about it, though, because I don't remember what he all did in there. But I'm going to find out. Trent and I will be reviewing it. Do you know how Rosemary is coming along with her injury? She seems a little better, but still looks affected by it. I hope the best for her. As far as I know, she's good to go. She wears that brace on her leg. God, it's kind of like the Stone Cold Steve Austin type knee brace, and I think that helps with flexibility is what it does. As far as I know, she's good. Otherwise, she wouldn't be in the ring. Maybe she's not in the ring as much, so maybe she's exclusive. I'm not sure. Mickey James was a disciple of the new church. That's right, Mickey James. That might be when CM Punk dated Mickey James. Oh, yeah. What else we got here? Eddie the Eddie the chiropractor. That's cute. That is cute. A spot by Ace Austin into the table. Like was crazy. Oh yeah, the neck breaker or the whatever, the reverse stunner, whatever you want to call it, when he said that he impaled him on the table. That was ridiculous. Yeah. So, all right, we continue here. Great. It was a great match though, back and forth. Some nice hardcore stuff, but some, just all around a really good match. And then we end in the Impact World Championship match with Rich Swan versus Sami Callihan. And it was interesting how they put the promo up that was leading into the X Division Championship match from several months prior. So I don't know why they didn't show the footage of Swan pinning Callihan. Maybe that was like a last minute thing going into it that they thought just to show the past rivalry. They felt like maybe that was a stronger point as opposed to Swan just getting a number one contendership thing from actually pinning him recently. I don't know, but I mean, it certainly shows a lot of history between the two. So I guess I'm okay with that. It was just kind of funny that they showed all the X Division footage from back several months from summertime, I think. Yeah, back in the summer. Um, so yeah, jeez, the people that show up tonight. Oh, it's been a while since we have had some trolls in here, eh? Uh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? This match, though, jeez, Louise. Uh, these two can headline an event, really do. It's just crazy what these two put each other through, and then Sami Callihan finally winning it with the super pile driver off the turnbuckle, just insane, and the body fluids flying everywhere, just ridiculous. I mean, it's just. I suppose it just adds to the drama of the match, and it gets the crowd all it gets a reaction. But oh my god, these two, it's it's a true slobber knocker because they are literally slobbering everywhere. Um, man, I I'd like to think that Rich Swan is going to be world champ someday, but I don't think he's going to be anytime soon. I would love to see him as a world champ. He had a hell of an X Division run, but this is Sammy's time, and I think in an alternate universe, if there wasn't all this stuff with Tessa Blanchard and everything else, I think Rich Swan winning here would have been incredible. It really would have, because it would have put such an exclamation on their past rivalries, and the bigger the bigger just the bigger picture to everything from them, you know. When Swan licked the spit off. Yeah, yeah, we've seen that before. That's just crazy. Better babyface, Swan or Tessa? Oh, damn, dude. I don't know. I'd say Swan, because I've seen Swan as kind of a heel, and I don't buy it, because I've he was, for those of you who don't know, towards the end of his run in MLW, Swan was a heel, and he started the whole injustice thing with Myron Reed, which led to Jordan Oliver and then Cotto Brazil forming their group. Um, and I kind of wish that went further, because I would have loved to seen Rich Swan as the actual leader of this group. That's not to say that he won't go back and do something, but I think he's more, you know, certainly more impact now than MLW, because he hasn't been back since. Um, for whatever reason, Impact Wrestling certainly wants to keep a hold on their guys. Um, but Tessa, I look honestly as more of the Stone Cold like figure, where it's more of a gray area where you cheer for her, but um, she's got the capability of turning heel like that and doing very heelish things, and some of the stuff she does do heel, very heel like, So yeah, interesting little question there, but yeah, I'd honestly, I have to say Rich Swan's a better, like, it's easier for him to be a baby face than a heel. Yeah. Oh gosh, What else we got here? Rich Swan and Impact is better than Rich Swan at WWE. Oh, by far. I mean, he's got no chains on him. Impact Wrestling lets him do his stuff, and he does it so well. You know, there's no chains on him. You know, if Chris Sabin could be a TNA champion, so can Ace Austin and Rich Swan. You know what? After that's funny you say that. That's funny you say that because um, when I was watching this match with Eddie Edwards versus Ace Austin, I actually had that same thought. Legit had that same thought, thinking, "Wow." Depending on what they do with Ace Austin over the course, I'd say of this next year is going to be very telling. Is his future in wrestling in general. But after the match he had with Eddie Edwards, I would say that Ace Austin is absolutely a future world champion in this company. Absolutely. I firmly believe that. Oh, what else we got here? WWE Swan is a shell of Impact Swan. Oh, yeah, same. Yeah. So his babyface run is more better, more better. Grammar. No, I'm kidding. It's better than Tessa's. Yeah. All the Impact talent have left MLW. Yeah, I haven't seen hardly any of them lately within the last few months, aside from Aries, Loki, and Teddy Hart. Yeah, and now Teddy Hart's gone from MLW too. I hope he goes back because he was a really solid in there. Yeah, you guys want to see something really crazy? Just look up Teddy Hart on YouTube. Teddy Hart and his girlfriend, Maria Manic, is that her name? I can't think of it. They've made almost like a reality show type YouTube channel where they're just vlogging like a real life shit. And it's completely uncensored, completely raw, and some of it's just wow, just out there. The sexual banter between the two is just it's wow. I really don't know what to say about it. It's just really out there. But yeah, Teddy Hart has his own channel. If you're curious to see what he and his um, girlfriend, I guess they are, I don't know, on again, off again. They broke up the next day. They were back together. It's just crazy. You want some entertaining vlog, just stripped down, no special effects like uh, Ethan Page or Sammy Guevara, just stripped down, half an hour a day, just crazy raw, just public thoughts. Go check it out. I watch a little bit of it. It was specifically because I've been very curious to see the future of Teddy Hart in MLW or any other company because of all the accusations thrown at him now. Um, Maybe I'll do more on that at another time, not right here, because I'm trying to keep this to the conversation at hand with Impact Wrestling. A few more thoughts here, and we'll get out of here. If you hear Scott and Don in interviews, Ace is going to be one of the top guys. Interesting, very interesting. He's got, he's a fan favorite, and if he stays healthy, doesn't get banged up too much and doesn't do too many of those insane high spots, I certainly think he could. Article came out months ago talking about Chris Sabin and his world title run. Yeah, that was a short but sweet title run from what I remember. It's a little fuzzy, but yeah. What do you think Impact needs to do to get more people watching or at least talking? Just consistency. And people are talking and it's trending. So the more it is social media, as much as it can be a bad thing at times, the more you talk about it, and share content like this, or stuff that we do with the Total Nonstop Impact guys, where it's positive talk about the brand, it was some constructive criticism. I don't just love everything they do. But it's mostly supporting the product. So seriously, share stuff like that, and just like I tweeted the other day, one fan at a time. Seriously, and that's honestly what it's going to take. It's like a grassroots underground movement. It's going to bring it up. It's a very underrated roster. Yeah, they do. They do. But even guys like Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp, even though they don't talk about the brand on a consistent basis, when they do talk about it, 9 times out of 10, it is very positive. So, the negative stigma is finally, over the course of the last 2 years, um, it's really, they're brushing it off. I wish Impact signed Maria. Could have been a new age ODB. Hey, how about the couple? Just sign the couple. I would love to see Teddy in Impact. He's been in a couple house shows, like during like WrestleMania weekend. I noticed him be a part of a couple shows, like a House of Hardcore type show. Where the Impact and House of Hardcore, and then Teddy Hart's in there. Yeah, just seriously, just they're hiring all these people, and he's a guy that you could bring in quickly, and in a matter of like a year, throw him on top of the company. Throw him on top of the company, as long as he keeps his nose clean. Keeps his nose clean. You know what I mean? I think Impact needs a few more years and continue to do what they're doing before people start watching Impact again. Well, at least it's on a more visible landscape now, like Access TV. I mean, it's really in several different places. You can't complain about it. You can't find it anywhere. It's out there. You know, it's on several different social media. Um, what do you call 'em? Sources. I think Impact should stay the course and don't regret anything. Yeah, I mean, they're making good choices. I mean, we may not agree with all the booking points, you know, but it's still consistent. As long as Dixie, Hogan, Russo, Bischoff, Jarrett, and Flair don't rejoin Impact, everything will be fine. Yeah. I mean, I don't care if they bring back a face or two for an appearance here and there, that kind of thing. But for a regular basis, no. Yeah, bring back Hogan for a Hall of Fame. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Lee Dixie still supports the brand. She does. Every once in a while, I see her like retweeting stuff for like a big event, saying, "Hey, order this, whatever." She still does, and that's nice to see. So, all right. On that note, we're just going over an hour here. That's plenty of chatter uh, about this tonight. I still want to I can keep my voice going. Gonna drink a little more water. Gonna watch AEW, and yeah, maybe we'll get the Bunny and the Blade back in here. Jeez Louise. Cracks me up. Hey, it's been a while, right? So we're gonna get out of here. Take care. It will either be back here later, or it'll be first thing in the morning with some AEW talk. And then maybe right before the weekend, we'll talk a little NWA before their big event, Into the Fire, this weekend, whatever that is, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is. So if you're digging the content, much appreciated. All my social medias are in the description. Hit me up, give me a follow, And please go check out the Total Nonstop Impact, the original channel, along with joining us for more Impact talk over on the Impact Lounge with our weekly reviews. Go check those out. And don't forget on your way out to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Much love, everyone. We're out of here.